Some of you may know I started in the business in the mortgage side, and then occasionally was doing a real estate transaction, and ended up after the 2009 industry meltdown, going into real estate full time. But I've always appreciated the value, the importance of having lenders, not just as vendors, not just as people to do loans to my customers, but as partners. Really excited today. I had a great conversation recently with Fiona Bryan of Empire Home Loans about the concept of lenders and real estate agents working together as partners. I thought we'd share that with you. Fiona, how are you doing today?
I'm great. Thank you.
So a little background, how long have you been in the mortgage business?
So I started in the mortgage business in the end of 2017.
Got it.
Yeah.
And you're with Empire Home Loans. Are they a national company, regional company, local?
So we are national and growing. It's a brokerage. And so it actually was founded about 5 years ago by some loan officers who decided that they wanted to create a hybrid model between retail and broker. And so it's been kind of a nice transition for me from the retail world into brokering, but also a really excellent platform for a lot of loan officers.
So to me, when you say retail, that smacks of parking at Wells Fargo, walking in, and then waiting around for some agent who's been hired by the company for 2 weeks, knows nothing about the process, takes your papers, puts them in a intercompany folder, and it goes to some processing center in the Philippines. Does that sound?
So like no, that's really more of a big bank. So when I think of lenders and I think of the ways that you can get a mortgage, there's really three basic ways. One is a bank or credit union where they're lending you their money, or a retail mortgage bank, and they are basically funding the loan and then selling it. Or you can go to a broker, and then the broker actually goes out and shops that loan to a variety of different lenders and investors, and has better rates, lower costs, a lot less fat in there. But so yeah, those are basically the three ways that you can get a loan. And so retail was where I was at previously.
I have a podcast, and I think one of the number one mistakes that the real estate industry has created on its customers, and they mislead on purpose, is they have them shop rates so intensely before they find a property, before they have a realtor, before they even really have a lender in mind. And it's all about rates, all about rate, about the house you're going to buy in a year, or 6 months, or 90 days, or maybe even 30 days, you won't find it. And it just seems like the whole process is backwards. On the flip side, though, I can see why it's hard to distinguish yourself with customers when they are looking just really to borrow the money. So how do you distinguish yourself when you work with real estate agents that they should work with you rather than allow the customers to shop on some stupid system like LendingTree or some equivalent fake Persian rug bazaar type mortgage company?
I mean, the thing is, like, rates are important, right? Very important. Every borrower is very cost conscious. We all want our borrowers to be able to qualify for the max and be able to make their dollars go far. The reality is we're all shopping from the same, generally the same pool of money. And so the key for buyers particularly is that I look at myself as marketing my borrower. So I'm not just giving you a rate. I'm also providing you a whole service with my partner, who's the realtor, in getting that offer accepted. Because in this market, that's really where it is. It doesn't help you to have a low rate if you can't get an offer accepted. And listing agents more and more are asking for more information. So really, I think where my value is from the very beginning. Whether you're a first-time home buyer or a second-time home buyer, it's not something you're doing every day. And so there's a whole host of things that can go into choosing a rate. You can have any rate you want. Do you want the most expensive rate or do you want the cheapest rate, right? So I feel like I bring a level of education there. But in terms of my realtor partners, I really do team up with them. One, we validate one another. It's a competitive market out there. And so if we can team up together and show our clients where our value together is, then we're less likely to lose out to buyers who are loosely engaged in shopping all over the place, because the two of us are actually working that lead throughout the life of that lead. And validating one another the entire time. I'm checking in, they're checking in, I'm updating rates. If you're going out and looking at a property, I want to know about it. If they're actually engaged in looking at a property, let's run numbers. Let's show them what it looks like, because rates are always changing. And then when we go into contract, I'm actually having conversation with the realtor about how we're going to strategize that offer, because we've got a certain amount of money. Our client has a tolerance for a certain monthly mortgage payment. And so we need to make sure that that offer is, one, going to get accepted because it's acceptable by the seller, but also that once we get into escrow, we're not going to panic and freak out because we've made some offer that we can't, follow through on. And so I pick up the phone I always have my agents copy me on the offer. I'll wait a few minutes. I'll pick up the phone. I'll say, this is Fiona Bryan. I'm the lender for, borrower ABC. You just received an offer from my partner at, Remax or whatever the realtor company is. And, we have presented this offer. I'm calling to confirm the financing, tell you about my processes, what I've done to qualify the client, and, where I see it's going. And that also gives me an opportunity to get some intel that some agents aren't actually going to let slip to the other agent, because I'm having a completely different conversation with them. And so it's really kind of been, again, I'm marketing a borrower. Yeah.
Well, and I think that as a listing agent, I know that even still, it's a competitive market to get your offer accepted. And the more people working towards that goal, the more important it is. So often buyers are focused on negotiating before they're in escrow. And I say, you have no leverage, right? If they have multiple offers, they're going to pit you against the other ones. Get in the deal. Then you have the chance to have those discussions. And how do you get in the deal? Well, one way I find is to have the lender, as an advocate. As a listing agent, on every deal I ever accept, I talk to the lender before we accept it, so I can vet them, vet the buyer, vet the buyer's agent, and make that as part of my presentation to my seller. That's just, to me, standard practice. And it's hard to get some lenders. Other ones call me, and that to me is a big positive why we should work with them rather than somebody else. So partnering with the agent by helping them get their offer accepted is one area you mentioned. Following up and staying in touch with the buyers, another one. What else, everything else you do to help distinguish yourself as a partner for real estate agents rather than just as a recipient?
Yeah. So, I mentioned that I've only actually been in the business since 2018, but I came from a background of communications and marketing. And so, when I was getting into the business, there were other women my age, having just, raised children, coming and building their businesses. And so really the way that I built my business was by locking arms with other people who were aggressively building business. And so, the best relationship for me is somebody who is actively building a business and wants to aggressively market. And so we market together. That can look like us doing, co-branded things, but it also looks like me doing, I do a lot of deep diving into what the current loans look like. A big one right now is there are a lot of adjustable rate mortgages that are coming up. And of course, I think also in light of the fact that, CAR has this new, buyers, the buyer's agents are scrambling a little bit about, what's happening with our commission. So the listing agent side or listings are actually becoming more and more of a focus, I think, because that's really where you're going to anchor your business as an agent, I think. And so for me to be able to show agents, here's a bunch of loans that are coming due. Here's what I know about these loans. These people look like they're probably not going to be able to stay in this house. So one, I'm looking at that because I'm looking to refinance these loans, but there are going to be some that I'm not going to be able to refinance because these people have 1% loans. And even if we go to 5%, some of these people are not going to be able to stay in those homes. So they're going to be selling. And so things like that. And it's always changing, right? Like that's the hot thing right now is going after, coming due adjustable rate mortgages. I've gone door knocking with people. Yeah, I've gone door knocking. And one of the ways that works really well for me is that there are agents who do their farm and they put out these newsletters. And these, there's a fair amount of money that they're putting into them, where if I can actually help by doing one side of that newsletter and we're farming that area together, and then when they go do their door knocking, oftentimes I'll go on one of the days that they're going. And I like that because my picture is on that newsletter. So I'm combined with them. It's usually their neighborhood. And so when I work the open houses with them, the people who are coming in, they know us. And we're known as a team, which I think
Nice.
also helps. Yeah. So that's
Well,
been
I like to put your picture on my marketing material. I think I'd do a lot better if I had your picture than my picture. But that,
I gotta
can
get
I
some
say
new
that?
headshots though.
What's that?
I gotta get some new headshots. I think everybody's needing to update headshots.
You know, for everybody, I want to point out, if you think you need new headshots, what you might do, there's some AI things where I uploaded just pictures of me playing with my grandkids at the pool, and then told AI what I wanted to look like. And man, did they come out
Really?
good. It was amazing. For like, I think I paid $60 total, which is less. I had to drive anywhere, and it was fantastic. So I think what you're describing really is a partnership. And I think that, all partnerships, like all relationships, are based on communication and, working together and understanding there's an advantage to the team. And so I'm sure while you do a lot of these things, it depends on what's appropriate for that individual
Absolutely
real estate agent, and where they are and where they're in their business, and where you are and where you are with your business. And so door knocking sounds like one. The data on calling on leads sounds like another one. As a best practice, always calling on offers. It just amazes me how rarely that happens, even still today. Like, what else are lenders doing? Every lender will cry about how they're not busy, but meanwhile, when I get offers, I'll get 5 offers on property. None of the lenders ever call. It's just, to me, surprising.
Well, and I think that also too, especially young agents when so I have some, in-house relationships with some brokerages, and when new agents come in, one of the things that, I say to them is, pair up with a lender, not just to learn about the lending, but if they've been through a bunch of these deals together, like your mentor at the agency is going to be important to you, but also like use me. Because I love the energy and the excitement of new agents, particularly people who are just, either a career change, because they've got a background that they can use and transfer to real estate. Some of those people do so well. And
if they use it, I coach them all the time, use that. You got to use it, but well, I don't want to talk to them about real estate. No, that's, if you believe that you can help people, that's who you want to talk to.
Yeah. So
I'm on soapbox on that all the time. Okay, Fiona, look, it's great to know you. I appreciate working with you. You've been introduced to me by one of my best partners and resources, as well as I know your company, and I know you guys do real well. But more importantly, for every real estate agent watching this, partnerships are unique, they are personal, and worthy of investigation. And so Fiona Bryan, you can meet her at FionaBryan.com. Fiona, Fiona, Bryan, Bryan, or at empirehomeloans.com/team/Fiona. She's there, has her picture, has her contact info, and all kinds of ways to get in touch with her, I'm sure, as well. So email, phone number, social media, whatever. The phone number is a 303 area code, but don't be discouraged, because Fiona, you're here in Southern California, aren't you?
Yeah. So that's actually my Colorado cell phone number. I actually do have a California number too.
There you go.
Which I keep forgetting to get them to update. But yeah, you can also reach me at 310-567-6988.
And we'll put that down in the description. Fiona Bryan, thank you so much for all you do to help our agents, and look forward to continuing to work with you.
Thank you.